What's up, guys? So I think it's time for me to finally make another Anime Last Stand video. I want to go over my hopes and dreams for World 3, as well as show you guys some of the new sneaks. Because if you guys have been living under a rock lately, ALS has fallen on a little bit of a hard times. And I'm going to be covering over what all I want to see in World 3 and kind of what I think will allow the devs to really bring back the game. All right, so let's go over it. And first up, let's go take a look at the new sneaks, and then we'll discuss and we'll see what we can do to make sure that ALS, I guess 3.0 or whatever, or World 3 is gonna cook. So first up, we have a bunch of sneaks to take a look at. And here we go, guys. So they just dropped this new sneak of a new map. And I'm gonna be honest, the maps in this game kind of have been looking pretty good for a while. And that wants to bring me to my first point in the game. And probably one of the biggest issues that Anime Last Stand has had for a long time. And that is optimization. I know a lot of people have been always complaining about the lag in ALS and how it has gotten a little bit worse over the years. And at the start, it wasn't too bad because the game was pretty simple. But once you start adding in tons and tons of units and tons of content, obviously that kind of puts a strain on people with lower end devices. So I'm really hoping in World 3 that they can add in a lot of optimization. And I think that will allow people with either bad internet and people on mobile devices to be able to play the game a lot better. So I'm really hoping they optimize it. That is one of my big hopes and dreams for World 3. All right, so here we go. We got another sneak to take a look at. Another one of the maps looks pretty good. And a big part of that, guys, is the lobby optimization. I've been talking to some developers, and they can really put in some work on the kind of like the maps and stuff to really optimize them. There's a lot that goes into optimizing 3D games, and it takes some really pro devs, but I think they can definitely put in some work and really have an optimized lobby. I know sometimes games get really caught up in crazy details, effects, etc. But the thing is, unfortunately, that comes with a cost, and that is the cost of people on like phones, etc. having a really laggy time playing your game. So my thoughts are always keep it simple, keep it beautiful, obviously, but don't worry about making it too complex. And that brings me to my next biggest problem I have. And I think what a lot of the other YouTubers have with games like ALS after they've been running for a long time, and that is the crazy amount of complexity. If we look around, guys, we got gold shop, we got bundles, we got shop, we got level rewards, we got daily wheel, we got other daily wheel, we got challenges, we got clans, we got story mode, we got dungeon mode, we got boss mode, we got AFK mode, we got pre-world 3 AFK, we got raids. There's just too much stuff going on. And I really feel like this is kind of like making the game a little bit confusing. Now, I will say they have added some W stuff like the guidebook, etc. That's kind of made it a little bit easier for new players, but they really need to streamline the gameplay loop. And what really has games successful on Roblox is a very streamlined gameplay loop. Take, for example, games like Grow a Garden. So Grow a Garden has a very simple, streamlined gameplay loop, and that's what makes it fun. OG ASTD, guys, had a very simple gameplay loop. I believe that gameplay loop was more like go farm diamonds, play story modes, and spin on the banner. It was that simple, and it worked. All right, and they could add in a few new units every couple weeks, and we were all happy. All right, so the key is keeping it simple, and that can often keep it fun. Yes, you can add new modes once in a while, but you don't always need to do that. You just got to make the grind very rewarding. And if you want to add stuff in the game, make it cool and make it like cosmetics, etc. And stuff that's not going to like lag out the game, because sometimes there's less of a need for units. Now, this is going to be kind of like a little bit, for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to just talk about like something that I think would be really cool for ALS to do, or maybe any other game on the platform. I really hope it is ALS, obviously, for obvious reasons, but I want them to do something more like upgrade pass, kind of like almost like TDS has, but more like Bloons Tower Defense. All right, because I feel like a lot of problems with these games is they have so many units, and they don't really have upgrade pass on these units. Like, these units are all pretty one-dimensional. But if we take a look at like the most successful, or maybe not even the most successful, honestly, I don't know how much money this game makes, but some of the more OG games that almost everybody in the world knows about, like Bloons, we have like cool different upgrade pass, and you can pick stuff like that. So if any tower defense game does something like this, I think it would really pop off, because right now every anime tower defense game is kind of really simple. So something like this could really pop off and add in a little bit of depth for pro players, while also making it a little bit simple, because if you buy it, if you upgrade, it's going to get better. So like, but it would also add in a little bit more depth and a little bit more customizability. And I think something like this would be a lot cooler than adding in crazy passives, because the passives get a little bit out of hand. But if you add something like this, it kind of keeps all that passive stuff more manageable, and it allows you to have less units but still have more depth. So you won't need to have a bajillion units. You can have skins instead of units, and you can have units with actual depth. And I think that might be a pretty cool idea for the game. Or maybe they could have units like that, but kind of like how Last Standians or Godlies are. Maybe have those as like a hero type unit, where you only need one in your inventory or something like that. I don't know, but I think something like that could be a pretty cool idea for the game. So yeah, let's take a look at another sneak now, since I got my rant out for the the next minute. And the next one is, let's take a look at all the stuff that is confirmed coming in World 3. So here we go, guys. We got new economy and fresh balancing. Honestly, all of this is needed, and new better traits. So honestly, I think what I want them to do with traits is, right now, this is kind of a simulator. And what I mean by that is all the traits are better, completely better, and there's no situation where you would want different traits. So right now, everybody just goes for double glitch. Now, what would really add depth and dimension into the game is you can have like different traits that do different things. Now, if you guys don't know, back in the OG days, every trait had a different thing. Glitch, what glitch used to do back in the day was it would increase your placement limit while still giving you decent boosts. And what avatar would do is it would work on good for DOT units. So something like that. So you can have different traits that are good for different units. Now, what you could do with that is make them not obscenely rare. That's fine too. But basically make it so you can have different traits for different units. Right now, the game is pretty one-dimensional. You just get glitched on everything. And it adds a little bit of less customizability to the game. And I think that would be pretty cool if they would add something like that. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Now, as far as the new economy goes, in OG ASTD, and honestly, OG ALS, it was really nice because the only thing you had to worry about grinding was gems. So as long as the gem grind is balanced, fun, and rewarding, you don't have to have crazy content and crazy ways to get it. You can make the gem banner fun and fun to grind. So I'm really hoping they figure out something like that, because I know what really hurt the game was they were having events where you could grind like billions and billions of resources, bajillions, and that made it so you would only want to play during the Halloween event, because after the Halloween event, the rates went down like 1000x. So you kind of have to keep a balance of that, and you can't just like completely tank the economy. Because I know that happened to, what was it, Grow a Garden, where they tanked the economy with like the Kitsune pet that could like dupe stuff and just get billions and billions of money in that game. So you got to make sure you don't have anything like that. And I know Roblox has tools to kind of keep that at bay, but definitely keep a hold of your balancing, make it rewarding, but like don't absolutely inflate everything. And how OG ASTD did that was they had the damage task. Now OG ASTD was a little bit of an anomaly because that wasn't really an AFK game. That was kind of more of a manually play game. I think OG ASTD is the only game, the only TD game out there that was like a manual play game. Like obviously you could AFK chamber it, but it just was way more worth it to gem farm. So like a damage task in ALS would be crazy because that would eliminate macroers, something like that. But all right, but that might be a little bit hard because right now this game is so freaking complicated. It's insane. All right, well, next up we have rarity renamed. All right, yeah, honestly guys, I'm pretty sure everybody, I saw Nag's video. Yeah, Last Standian, I'm sorry, but no. Godly was a good name. If they keep it Godly, we're cool with that, guys. Bring back the Godlies. Honestly, I don't know why, they should have just called it like Godly Extreme or something. Keep the Godlies, I like that. All right, keep the Godlies. Higher quality assets. Honestly, I don't really think this is a problem, man. I don't know about you guys, but like, they're fine. I don't know if I've ever really had a problem in the past like year with ALS assets. They all seem good. The only problem I usually have with ALS assets is they're not always the most optimized. So I feel like the word should be optimize. Optimize, optimize, optimize. Make the game load fast. Focus on that and you will cook. All right. World 2, World 1 units usable. The problem I have with this is this is going to add the lag back into the game. All right. We need to focus on removing the lag, making the game fun to play and fast, obviously, but like optimize, optimize, optimize. Make it instant to join, make everything instant and fast. Loads of modern HDQO. I don't know, man. Obviously, if there's something they want to add, that's cool, but we need to make sure it's simple and easy to follow, all right? Because we don't want it to get too crazy, all right? We're already having a refresh, man. We're freaking Poochie refreshing the game. Let's keep it everything streamlined, fun, not too complicated. All right, let's not make it crazy complicated like it is now right off the bat. So, all right, so that's kind of been my rant. What do you guys want to see in ALS in World 3? Comment down below and maybe we'll make a part 2. I'm really excited to check out World 3. I will be up front. I did see what Boss Studio did with Re-Rangers. I'm not sure that I want that to happen to ALS. All right, I don't want re-ALS. All right, I'm gonna be honest on that one. I want like World 3 to be good. All right, I don't want it to be just ALS, just like Thanos snapped. All right, I don't know. We'll see. So those are kind of my thoughts on ALS, and I hope to be able to come back to the game once they kind of fix the gameplay, etc. Because I know a lot of people have been taking a break from it, and I'm hoping it'll come back to its former glory. Because as of right now, the anime tower defense space is looking a little grim. Like, I'm not gonna cap, like, this, it's pretty bad out here. Like, if we take a look at like the top games, like I don't think there's, the only game I see right now is Anime Tactical, and that's not even that's like Anime Vanguard is the only one left. Like, I'm gonna be frank, like it's the only one left. Like ASTD, both of the games are at 270, guys. Freaking OG ASTD has like more players than ASTDX. Like, it's bad out there. Universal Tower Defense, does that game even exist anymore? Temporarily closed? It's closed? Oh, dog. Oh my gosh. The game's closed. Like, this is how dire the straits we're in, guys. So we kind of need ALS to come back. Anyways, comment down below your thoughts on World 3, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.